Hi, this is John Majori with Majori on Bowie, and this is the Majori on Bowie YouTube channel. Now, if you're a subscriber to this channel, you know that I post a new interview every single week that always has something to do with David Bowie. The great news is I have some really terrific interviews coming up. You're really going to want to stay tuned. In fact, I have so many that I want to give you an advanced preview of an interview that I conducted with members of the band Queen Anne, Katie Silverman and Sandy Chila, who recently recorded a cover of David Bowie's Let's Dance. Now, the full interview is not going to be posted for a few weeks, but I wanted to draw your attention to the band and their terrific cover of Let's Dance because it's their second single, and as of the time of the recording of the interview, they've already released their third single, which is called Lexi Loves Me. Now, everything I've heard from Queen Anne has been terrific, but this is a Bowie show, so I wanted to keep the spotlight on Let's Dance, which has been making the rounds and has just been universally accepted as a terrific interpretation of a Bowie classic. So this is just going to be a little snippet into what Sandy and Katie have to say about what went into their making of their cover of Let's Dance. But stay tuned for the full interview, which is coming in a few weeks. You're not going to want to miss it.
It started with this really kind of cool drum groove, and then I thought, we can put an acoustic, double time acoustic guitar. On paper, this shouldn't work. A double time acoustic on top of this, halftime drum and bass thing. But it just kind of really came together in such a cool way. And look, I mean, the main thing is I really wanted people to be able to not necessarily dance hard, but I wanted them to bop a little bit.
Yeah.
Katie and I, we went into this going like, we can't really replicate Let's Dance in the sense that how people are feeling it, um, the way Bowie did it. But I wanted to make sure that we can actually just get a little bit of a dance type element, but it had to be different. It had to be a different
So much because when we
dance.
recorded
Yeah.
we were not like, we need a second single, let's record this song. We had just been making a whole bunch of songs and something we'd been thinking about, like as a thing that we wanted to do, and a thing we wanted to do at some point was a cover. And we were all over the place. We were thinking about doing a song by Cake. Like it was really all over the place. And just one of the songs that we kind of listened to when we were just like just so literally throwing out songs. Like what are songs that are on the one hand timeless, but also couldn't be released exactly the same way today. So it kind of pushes
Yeah.
us to do something different. And I think like Let's Dance, I was just like, oh, I can totally hear this as this like slowed down Americana ballad. And that doesn't necessarily mean like it's a good idea to do that to a song. Like, just because you can doesn't necessarily mean you should. But I think listening to the lyrics of Let's Dance, it was like, no, that is kind of what this song is about or could be about. And I think I came back like a week later after I'd kind of like thrown that out there, and Sandy had done this insanely cool track that he kind of laid down and like the second I heard the acoustic guitar on the opener, I was like, we have to do this. So I think we didn't, you know, maybe Cake down the line, but we were pretty locked in on Bowie at that point.